Ba-da-bum, ba-dum-bum. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
This will be a quick roll call. So, MTT, hello. Christina B. We're going to call you Debs. And that's the ball game.
No way.
Pamela,
That's
Susie.
it.
Susie Q, Pamela K, Barbie, Brody Gal. They're coming in. They're coming in. They're rolling in. And listen, it's not my fault for being late this time. Hi, Velvet. Hi, Flower Child. I'm going on Brooklyn. So, did you see that bus coming?
Let me tell you, that Velvet Pixie, that Velvet, she runs hard, Velvet. I see you. I see you. You run hard for Yates. I love it.
She sure does. Cousin Joe, hi, workaholic chick.
Sure does.
Nicole, Beverly, Becky. So, hey, Barbara. So, I'm not used to like the people rolling in while we're live. I'm used to like everybody waiting like a half hour for us, and there's a lot to go through.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. So,
here we are. Let's do this thing.
Couple things. I just wanted to have fun and laugh tonight with everybody, and so does Brooklyn, because it's been
I love having.
It's been a stressful couple of weeks, right? So I figured, well, it was actually Brooklyn's idea. So let's have fun.
My favorite thing.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey, my girl Wendy. Haven't seen you in a minute.
So I'd ask, hey, Smiley, I'd ask Brooklyn if she watches America's Got Talent. She doesn't. Anybody in the chat watch AGT?
That was a big fat no for me. Sorry, guys.
But you don't need to watch it to understand what I'm going to say. I'm not going to be talking about the show specifically, just like generalities.
Okay.
And, you know the premise of AGT, right, Brooklyn?
Yeah, I do know that much.
Okay, so people go on there. It's a talent show. You win $1 million and like a show, and you get a show in Vegas or something like that. And I've been watching it pretty much since the beginning. Like I may have missed a season here or there, but I watched the show. And especially when like there's like nothing on. I'll watch like 5 in a row. Like that was today.
Oh, sounds promising then. Sounds wonderful.
And I just like can't with some of the acts. Like, okay, so the whole point is to be a winner, and the judges have to judge acts being like, okay, can this be a show in Vegas? Like you get a residency. I don't know how long it lasts, but whatever. And people have to spend money to go see a show, right? Like if you're going to see a concert or Cirque du Soleil or whatever else you pay money to go see, you want to make sure your money is being spent like in a good, fun way.
Got it.
Could you imagine spending like talking to your husband and being like, hey, hun, like tickets are $100 each. Could you imagine seeing like, let's watch this dog balance balls on its head?
Yeah, unless the dog has a slot machine next to it, this chick ain't doing that.
Like some of the acts they put through are like so boring. Like I can't stand the like the danger acts. Like when sword swallowers, no thanks. Like I had to look away.
I have seen the show. It's not that I haven't. I have seen it. And when I see acts like that get put through, I always wonder, like, now what? Are they going to go and do this one thing in a show for 20 minutes and then what?
But see, Barbie, I would watch Penn and Teller. Like I would absolutely watch them. I mean, they're like
definitely.
Great. That would be money well spent. But like, some of we were watching it for a few hours. Not gonna lie, because it's like the writer's strike. Everything sucks. Like nothing's like being played, and just like.
John? When do you think this writer's strike will come to an end?
I have no idea, but it's like the longest one ever. And good news.
It's been a long time, and I don't even know what they want. These poor people.
Sorry, I'm not really in like the mood. I don't like showing my face. Like I like to show my face, but like I feel tired today, and I'm like, oh, you look tired. So I was in the mood not to, but then I feel bad. The morning show Does anybody have Apple TV? It's with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
No.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm missing yet another thing because I don't watch Apple TV.
The new season started today of season 3, and they put 2 episodes out, and they're great.
Okay.
And listen, if you're an iPhone user, and you if you have an Apple, they give you 3 months for free. So in those 3 months, now I'm paying for it because I'm hooked on like every one of their shows because they have like really good TV shows. But you can get it for 3 months free, and they don't charge you They don't ask for your credit. It's already for your Apple account, so that's how it works. So, but they only charge you once to 3 months, and like I was like, damn it, now I got to pay for this, but whatever. It's another stupid app I got to pay for, but the programming is worth it. So if you're an Apple user, I don't know if you're if you're a Samsung or whatever Droid user, if it's the same, if they give you the 3 months, but if you're an Apple user, they give you 3 months free. So it's.
And what is this about?
Well, the morning show stars Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, and I think it's $7 a month, Crystal. I think that's what I'm paying for it. And they're like morning news anchors of it's like Good Morning America type of show.
Right, but is it real or is it like a act?
No, it's a scripted show, but it's based off like Good Morning America or Good Day New York or whatever. And I love the evil Jennifer Aniston. Like, she is such.
Yeah, you think she rocks evil?
Oh, I think she rocks evil. If you watch the morning show, she rocks evil good. And she's not completely evil. She's softened up since the show's been going on, but it's really good TV.
She rocks a lot, so I'm not surprised. But
so that the first 2 episodes of season 3 were on today. So if you have Apple TV, that's there to watch.
Interesting.
But going back to AGT. Yeah, like I couldn't spend money like $200 for a night of watching somebody swallow swords. Then they have like the acrobats and they're really high up and they have no ropes. Like, I don't care, yawn, boring.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm just not. I'll go to the circus.
They have like the danger acts with people shooting like legit crossbows at people spinning. And not a fan.
Sorry.
So, hey, Jewel. Hey, Mary. So, yeah, McMillions was really good. Did you watch McMillions?
No. Do I not watch enough TV?
Well, that's all I do. But McMillions was about like the Monopoly scandal in the 90s. Like, remember, when McDonald's does Monopoly?
Yes.
Oh, and this will be a good segue to my next point. So in the 90s, Monopoly, the McDonald's Monopoly, some guy who didn't work for McDonald's, he was like an in-between guy between McDonald's and the company that printed out like the tabs that you would pull off.
Okay.
Figured out how to get all the $1 million pieces. And nobody won anything unless that guy let you win.
Interesting.
And he would pay. He goes, you're going to be a millionaire, but you have to pay me all this money up front. Like, there were mobsters involved. It was like McDonald's.
I know people like that in real life, John. In fact, I grew up with some.
Yeah, like legit mobsters. I forget the family who it was. Like legit, like you. Damn it, I can't think of his name. But he was from Jersey. And this whole big crime syndicate. And again, McDonald's, because I love McDonald's, was not involved at all. And everybody who played McDonald's Monopoly from 1991 to 1999 or 2000 was through this guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I would win like a small Coke. That's what I would win when oh, here, you want a small.
That's your luck, Mr. Yates.
A small Coke or a small fry. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm a winner. And then they used to have the boards, but no one ever found Boardwalk because that guy had all the boardwalks that he was just dispersing to people who he wanted to win. That's on HBO Max. You
find all this good crap.
Well, I'm infatuated with McDonald's.
How do you think? Speaking of McDonald's, I'm sure you've watched the movie a couple times. Don't you think? What is his name? Michael Keaton did like the
Oh, I
best
love
job.
that movie.
Didn't he do like the best job ever in that movie?
Oh, I love that movie.
Like he played that role like no other.
Yeah, I thought he should have got an Oscar for it. That was a
For
great.
real. So did I. I really.
That was called
did.
The Founder. That was a great movie.
It was awesome.
I think that's also on HBO Max if you haven't seen that yet.
I did watch that.
Hmm.
That I watched.
Speaking of McDonald's, how often did you get to go to McDonald's as a kid?
So here's the deal with McDonald's. I grew up in Canarsie in Brooklyn, for those of you who know. And we had one McDonald's on Rockaway Parkway. And it was where we went. It was a clothing store called S&D there and all that good stuff. The bakery.
You're cutting out a
in
smidge.
Brooklyn. So, what?
You were cutting out a smidge, but it's better now.
Oh, sorry about that. So that was like the basic strip, So it was right on Rockaway Parkway, and it was like it's so crazy how time has changed. Because if my mom said like we got invited to so and so's birthday party at McDonald's, I would wear a dress and like my patent leather Mary Janes with my high socks from Italy, and it was like a big to do. It was a big to do, and like you got like a real toy in that Happy Meal, like a real toy, and you were so excited. But McDonald's was a treat. It was like a once in a while on the weekends, and you were excited to go. Now it's like, stop at McDonald's on the way to school, Ma. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I have to pause on this. Wendy, thank you. So the cast of Dancing with the Stars. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars? Please tell me you do.
I know Mauricio's going to be on it.
Well, shoot. Okay, so season 32, Dancing with the Stars. Hold on. I want to see the cast. And it's back on like ABC.
I know Mauricio's there.
Last year they tried to be like chintzy with it and like only have it on Disney Plus. So they learned from their mistakes, and now it's back on ABC and Disney Plus. But I want to see the cast. Let me see here. Hold on.
So I will tell you while you're doing that. I think that I don't know if any of you in the chat can understand this, but to get like a little serious for a second, I think that you've asked me about all these shows now, and I realize I don't watch anything. And when I think about it, it's been about a year since I actually sat down and watched TV. I actually watch all of these shows that we talk about on my phone while I walk in the morning. And as you know, my brother passed 2 years ago. And, I raised my brothers. I was like the mom because my parents were always working. Ever since my brother's passing, which I don't often talk about, but ever since that, for some reason, I stopped watching TV. Like I went through this life change, and I don't know why, and I can't really explain it. But yeah, I was a big TV.
Did you watch a lot of TV with your brother?
We grew up watching a lot of TV because my parents worked. And you know what's funny about life? I could say that to you and you ask me that and it makes total sense. But in my real life, in my thoughts and how I feel, I'm like, no, that's not related. Yeah, but it would make sense for it to be related. I would sit at night before bed and watch 10 episodes of 2020 on Wii. And in the morning, I would watch 3 episodes of Dr. Phil before I even got up at 6:30.
Or maybe because you're watching 10 episodes of 2020 in a row.
Yeah, my favorite stuff. But in all seriousness, I just stopped. And I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's also the world is different. Luna, you too. I mean, maybe the world is different. I'm not really sure. It's just I've changed. And now I don't get to see a lot of these shows.
Well, also, you have a very demanding work schedule.
I do. I work a lot, as you all know. My kids are older, but they're still my kids, and I do a lot for them. So, yeah, life is busy over here.
Thank you, Wendy. I am YouTube's resident empath. So, I really am one, though. But, yeah, that's why, because, when my
Probably
grandmother,
has a lot to do with it. It probably
I
does.
watched TV with my grandmother. Like, I would hang out. My grandmother was my best friend when she was alive. Like,
Yeah.
my friends would be like, John, stop hanging out with your grandmother and hang out with somebody who's not like, in their 60s.
My son hangs out with my mother every Saturday, and my mother is 61 and my son is 15, and they have an amazing relationship.
So when she passed, and it was like, she had cancer, but like it was very quick. Like she found out that she had cancer like in March, and she was dead in the beginning of August. So it was quick. And all the shows that I watched with her, I wouldn't watch anymore.
Right. I understand it. I really do. I get it. I wouldn't have understood it before, but I do understand it now. You have to live through things to really understand.
Okay, Lizzie Pop, even though I'm an empath, I have no idea what my moon sign is. I'm an Aries. My birthday is on March 27th, and I was born at 1:35 in the morning. If that
maybe you could tell us, Lizzie Pop.
I have no idea. Like all I know is that I'm an Aries, and like I'm a King Aries, like the epitome of Aries. All right, so I got the cast, but do you still want to talk about that? Like I didn't know because I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely do.
But I didn't know if you wanted to talk about like your brother more, because I didn't want to feel like.
No, I just think that when you go through a life change like that, like random things in your life change. Like who would have thought I would stop watching so much TV? It's just, life, you just change. You do, but no, I love our shows and I love commentating on them.
Mr. Bill, I took my IG down while I was getting reported like crazy. And I figured like it was going to get taken away if I didn't take it down, which it might have. I don't know. But like, to be honest with you, it's kind of a relief not to have it right now.
Right.
Like no one's DMing me like crazy. And like it was a lot of followers, but I don't like, honest to God, like it's like a load off, to be honest with you. Because I got so many messages from people morning, noon, and night. And it's just like I have more time in my day now. And I'm good with it.
Yep.
And I'm, if I'm being honest, I'm afraid to try to log into it because it might be gone. I don't know. But for right now, I'm happy. Like and I have my little account, my small one, the official account, and I'm good with that.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm at peace, so happy.
Any way that we could find peace in the world, we have to run with it.
So I don't know what the status of it is right now. I'm afraid to look. But if it's there, it's still there. And if it's not, that's okay too. All right. So the cast are all right. So are we back to Dancing with the Stars? I don't know. Guide me.
Yes, we are.
Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. All right. So Tyson Beckford. All right.
Oh, I love him.
I don't know how to say this girl's name. It starts with an X. Good Lord. Xochitl. However you say that first name and the last name Gomez. I don't know. She's an actress. I have no idea what she's from.
I do not know that one.
Allison Hannigan from American Pie and Buffy. Willow. She's on it. I don't know who Harry Jowsey is. Charity Lawson. Oh, she's on The Bachelorette. I don't watch that. Oh, Ariana Maddox from Pump Rules is on it. So
I knew something with her was coming soon. She's getting jobs. That affair was the best thing that ever happened to her.
Right? Like
the best thing for her career.
And I think she's like the first person from Pump Rules to be on. If you can, I know Lisa Vanderpump was on there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else was though.
Let's see. Jason Mraz, like the singer. Adrian Peterson, he's a football player. I don't know who Lily Pons is. They say that person. I don't know. That person is a social media influencer. Oh my God, Mira Savino, Romy.
Wow,
That's
awesome.
Cody, Romy's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. Oh, I already want her to win. She's my favorite. Now, Oh, Jamie Lynn.
Her father was one of my favorite actors of
Yeah,
all
Paul
time.
Sorvino from Law and
Yeah.
Order and Goodfellas. A lot of people don't know that.
He was one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, he was great. Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney's sister,
Oh
right?
boy.
Mauricio, which is funny because I don't think they've ever had a housewife's husband before on Dancing with the Stars. I've
It's
seen
the
it.
first one ever.
Mauricio's gonna be on. He's not gonna last long. I give Mauricio first or second voted out.
I don't agree with you. Mauricio is Latin and they can move.
No one cares about Mauricio. That's the thing. Housewives never fare well on Dancing with the Stars.
You're right. If it's popularity and not dancing, you're right.
He's seriously gonna
Mauricio, yeah.
She couldn't even last 15 minutes in Halloween. How is her husband gonna last 15 minutes?
No, they're split up.
Dancing
They're split up now. They're split up now.
Oh, so they
split. Yep.
Oh, so they're not
Because
together.
Kyle's an alleged lesbian now.
Yeah, the whole story is strange, isn't it?
Is that the new thing now? I'm a lesbian too.
I'm also a lesbian.
I'm a they lesbian.
I'm a lesbian him. I'm a lesbian him.
I'm a lesbian them. So.
There you go.
More, but like legit, like housewives never last long on Dancing with the Stars.
I didn't think of that. I did not think of that.
So Mauricio is not going to be on there very long. That's my who's Matt Walsh? That sounds familiar.
Oh, it does sound familiar.
Who's Matt Walsh?
I do not know.
Oh, he's on Veep.
What?
He's been in a ton of stuff. Here, hold on. This guy.
Oh, is that the cute guy? That's
No.
Severance.
No. He was on Veep.
You're showing me a picture and I can't even see that far.
The guy from Veep.
Oh.
He's been in a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, he has.
And then Barry Williams. Oh my God, the original Greg Brady.
Oh, jeez.
I take that.
Okay.
So Greg Brady will be voted out first, followed by Mauricio.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I said that he is gonna be voted second out or third out.
But a lot of people like the Bradys, so he might get a couple of weeks for because Marsha was on Dancing with the Stars, and so was Florence Henderson.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah, I told you I've seen every season.
My goodness, you have.
It's my show. I always said I just wanted to get famous enough to be on. Guys, if you want me to go away, get me on Dancing with the Stars. I've always said it's been my dream to get famous enough to get on Dancing with the Stars.
Go away.
And then I could be on Dancing with the Stars and just right off. So if you really want to get rid of me, just put me on that show. And
There's going to be a list of people writing in, John.
I mean, look, they have influencers and social media people on here. So there it is.
That's fun.
So yeah, I'll definitely be watching this. When does it start?
Oh, I don't know.
Ow.
When does the show start? Because we have nothing to watch here. And poor Brooklyn can't watch another 10 hours of 2020.
Oh my God, I missed my 2020.
Like Barbara Walters 2020, like old school
No.
2020.
It's 2020 on Wii. So it's like all these situations where they killed their husband or the husband killed the wife and they gave them antifreeze and you can't like my husband always says she can kill me if she wants. She learns how on TV.
You know what I always find, like, if I'm like scrolling through stuff and I have nothing to watch, like the What Would You Do?
Another thing I have. Oh yes. What's his name?
The guy.
Yeah, doesn't bother me now. Thank you.
I forgot his name, but I love What Would You Do? I've had 2 friends on that show.
Really?
Yeah, 2 people I went to high school with on that show. I'm like, oh my God, that's Anthony. But yeah, Marsha Brady was on Dancing with the Stars. Maureen McCormick, she was on how many years ago, babe? It was while Florence was still alive because Florence was in the stands rooting for her.
Oh.
Quinones, that's his name.
Yes, thank you.
John Quinones.
Yep.
See, my people are so smart. That's why we
it.
have a good group here. So I could watch What Would You Do for like hours in a row. And you know what I miss watching that was like, kind of like that?
To Catch a
a Predator.
I knew you were
Oh
gonna
my
say
God.
it.
If I see a marathon of To Catch a Predator on, I am
These
hooked.
shows are not so bad, are they?
Well, I'm not watching 2020 with Barbara Walters. I'm watching 2020 spinoffs.
Listen,
But-
don't knock it.
If I see like a whole block of To Catch a Predator, I'm in. Like, I don't care if I've seen it 100 times. I will watch it. Why don't you have a seat? I like these stupid guys. Like, you see the girl, and they all watch the show. They all watch The Catch. They know about it because half the guys
Most
say,
of them say,
yeah.
I know you.
and you see the girl like, oh hi, I'm doing my laundry. I'm gonna run back.
Hi, I have some lemonade that I just made.
And these creeps, because they're creeps, still like they're like, okay, make sure you put extra softener in it, and they're coming in with like dildos and like it's insane. Rope. And then like Stone Phillips, that's what Stone Phillips, right? Wasn't he the host of that? Why don't you have a seat? No, Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen. That's his name.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what were you gonna do with Mr. Happy? And he like wiggles it around.
Going down memory lane.
God.
And
good
I think
Lord.
that he actually got into some like legit trouble.
I think he
I
did
think
get in
he- I
trouble
think-
too.
I think he was like,
I feel like they all get into some kind of trouble.
oh my God, yeah.
I think he got into some type of trouble with his stuff. I'll just say stuff.
I remember him getting in trouble for something.
Mhm.
So back to McDonald's.
Oh, Lord.
So
It all
Brooklyn,
goes back to McDonald's, Scott.
and feel free to send anybody to send me a Happy Meal to my house right now. Not the police, just a Happy Meal.
I was gonna say, be very specific here.
I mean, if the police want to send me a Happy Meal, I'm good with
Be
that too.
very specific.
But so you were saying, how often did you get to go there
I'll take a cheese
as a kid?
So it was strictly like a treat. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like a couple times a month, but it was a treat.
Wow, that's way better than me.
Yeah, it was. But my mom worked. She stopped on
McDonald's.
weekends. We were already out. My mom would get like a cup of coffee and a fajita or like a fish sandwich.
I miss the McDonald's chicken fajitas.
They were the best. My mom would always get the chicken fajita with a cup of coffee.
Well, you're saying it's the chicken fajita. Get it right. So my grandmother would get the chicken fajita. I think they only had that for like a couple of years.
You
But
know
it's
she
like-
wants to stab you.
It's a chicken
vagina. A word.
Stab you so bad right now. in
I
the
mean, you
leg.
have to say
Not
it
a
the right way. But for me, like, I grew up, well, let's see, from age 6 to 10, my great grandmother raised me at her like seniors complex. My great grandmother didn't drive. We took the bus everywhere. Like Brooklyn, like the big treat was like when we used to take like the N1, the bus line from her house on Elmont Road and Hempstead Turnpike there in Elmont to Green Acres. That was like
Now,
the
I have
big
to
thing.
ask you, and the chat, I understand you guys won't understand, but right now, Elmont is not the best place to live. How was it then, John?
That's true.
My whole family grew up like, we all lived in Elmont.
Well, you were
And then
borderline.
it just kind of changed.
You were borderline
Okay.
like Franklin.
And
Square
I mean, I went to Elmont schools up
Very
until
borderline.
4th grade, and then it got dicey.
Wasn't the best place.
So everybody moved to Franklin Square. It's like
Yeah, that
just
makes sense.
the next town over. Like everybody moved to Franklin
It was
Square
like a block over.
and West Hempstead. So everybody and then remember like when Green Acres like was the mall before
Oh,
like
yeah.
Roosevelt Field.
Oh, yes.
But again, nobody who's not from the area. Susie Q, I know you're from the area. You'll appreciate this, but nobody else will. But so I was raised like eating, home cooking every night.
Yep.
I never had fast food. Even my great grandmother never even got pizza. So the
Wow.
only time I ever had McDonald's growing up was like, my Aunt Camille would take I called her my nanny. My great grandmother was my nanny. My nanny and me to Pathmark and, to do the shopping like once a month for that,
Right.
Wow.
Mark.
and the one on Franklin Avenue, in Franklin Square, and across the street from the Pathmark was McDonald's. So the only time I ever saw McDonald's as a kid, up until I was like 10, was when I didn't get McDonald's every time. Hey, no, I had to beg for it, and that's why that.
No, I'm saying, of course, we always had to beg. We didn't just get it.
And you're begging for like
Wasn't
a
voluntary.
$1.99 friggin' Happy Meal.
Certainly wasn't voluntary.
No, they weren't like, we're gonna take you to McDonald's on the street.
There was always some kind of tears involved.
Yeah. And so that's why I've been such like a Happy Meal fanatic, and with my little McDonald's toys, and I kept all of them because they meant the world. And like you said, they were real toys. Like, it was like a big deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were.
So yeah. And then it wasn't until like, I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 when like you got a little bit more freedom, and then you got to go to McDonald's a little bit more often than usual. But that's why I love McDonald's so much. Even pizza. Do you remember TSS, Brooklyn?
Vaguely. Yes, but vaguely.
TSS was like a department store.
Yep.
In like on Long Island and Jersey, and I think maybe Connecticut. But it was primarily New York and New Jersey. And it was like, I don't know, like a Caldor type of place. It just had like a little bit of everything.
Now, let me ask you a question. I know you said you lived with your great-grandmother. When did you then go to your grandmother?
When my mom died, I was in 4th grade. Well, it was the summer. She died in July or August. God, Jesus. July. So it was in between 3rd and 4th grade. So I just finished 3rd grade and I was going into 4th. So after 4th grade, I lived in like, just so like we're clear, not that I'm like, but like I lived in a senior citizen complex. I don't know if you know it. It's off Elmont Road, Brooklyn.
I know exactly, and we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
But I was just not clear on, in other words, I didn't understand like when you went where. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'll explain. Yeah, no. So we lived in that senior citizen complex. It was all like 65 and over. It wasn't like one of these fancy places now, like 55 and over. Right. Like, it was like a place for like people who lived off Medicaid or Social Security, right? That's where they live. And I was there for a while, and just so my nanny had a 1-bedroom apartment, and I slept in the same bed with her every night.
Was there a grandpa or just a nanny?
My poppy, but he passed away. Pretty much. My great grandfather, he passed away like almost right when I got there. So
at this point, your mom was still alive or no?
Yeah, my mom was still alive when I first got to my nanny's house. I got there in I want to say 1985.
Okay, you were young.
I was 6 years old because I was born in 79. So I got there in 85, and I was in I just finished 1st grade. So I just finished 1st grade, and then I was with my great grandmother in the complex, and like no kids were supposed to be there, but like everybody looked the other way, including including the management. Like my great grandmother told whoever needed to hear it the story, and everyone was like no problem, whatever. So, but then
imagine a woman of your great grandmother's age taking a 5-year-old today.
She was 71 when she took
me. So think about that. Think about a 71-year-old woman taking in a 5-year-old child. That's not an easy feat. It's not.
But I love my nanny. I like,
even now at 41, I'll tell you flat out, I have no shame. At 41, I have half the energy I did when my kids were little. Like, I feel bad sometimes, but I see people my age just having a newborn or with a 4 or 5-year-old, and I'm like, oh, God bless you. It's not easy.
No, and like my nanny was on Social Security, like a very fixed income. So like when I say things like, we didn't go to McDonald's because that was like a rare treat. If I wanted to get like a toy, I think, my Care Bears, or what do they play with? Ninja Turtles or Thundercats. Like,
Yeah.
I got one very rarely, not because,
Because that's what she could afford.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So 1988 was when my mother died. And then, after fourth grade was done, I was 10, I was getting bigger, and that's when my grandmother took me.
Okay.
But like my grandmother wanted to take me earlier. It's not because my grandmother, was a lousy grandmother, but I loved my nanny, and I didn't want to be separated from her. So, but then it was getting time where, I needed my own bed, my own bedroom, and my grandmother took me, and then we were in Franklin Square, and then I went to St. Catherine's, and then the rest played out.
Got it. I got it. Thanks for telling me that. Was your mom's name also an Italian last name?
My mom?
Yeah.
Not her maiden name. No, that's where I get my Irish. My mom is Heenan. Was my mom's. My mom was porcelain, like Brie Vandekamp, like the porcelain with the red hair.
One day you'll have to send me a picture.
Remind me. I don't have
I
many.
would love to see
I'll
a
send you
picture
one.
of more than
And I'm all my mother. Like I'm all my mother.
Well, I've seen your dad, and you look nothing like your dad. So I would love to see a picture of your mom.
My sister is all my dad. I'm all my mom. It's funny,
Have you ever shown the have you posted that before? I don't know. I never remember.
Oh, plenty of not nice people have posted my mother on social media.
That's not great. Okay.
But let me see if I can find a picture. Do I have a picture of her handy anywhere, Cody? No, I don't mind showing it when I'm doing it.
Seriously, I don't. Honestly,
where's the one in the frame?
I don't know.
When I was like 5. Isn't that somewhere? The one that's got my bear in it. I have legit one family photo of it in existence. It's not very clear though.
But I'm assuming that you look like her because you don't look at all like your dad.
Yeah, that's the one, but you can't see anything in this.
No, you'll have to take it from the phone and send it to us.
I have her wedding album somewhere. Yeah, we have, and you'll see it in that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to show this because you can't.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
But yeah, my mom is porcelain. No, she, half Irish, half Italian. That's where I get my Irish.
Wow.
Because my father obviously was
completely white,
born and raised in Italy.
With red hair.
So my father's very Italian, and I'm first generation on his side, and on my mom's side, I get the Irish. Hold on, talk for a second. Let me see if I can find this album real quick, because now I want to show y'all.
So guys, isn't it nice to hear and to sit here and to talk and have normal conversations? Or is it me, or is it just really nice? What are you saying, Lizzie? About you're in the 27th degree? That's information. What are you guys talking about? Google Leo moon in the 27th. Which I'm reading these comments. Google moon in Leo. What does that mean? Right, Velvet? It's so refreshing. Is this going to tell you you're retrograde? Yeah, technology definitely has destroyed the world. That's for sure. John has Leo moon, but what does that mean? I can't Google it or I'll lose the chat. John has Leo moon. Oh my goodness, please someone tell me what that means. I'll literally lose the chat if I check it and I really want to check it. I'm looking back in the comments to see what it means.
Hold on, I found like an album, but it's not the wedding one. I don't know where it is. We live in such a small place, so half like the photo albums I have are like all in tubs, and I'm not gonna really upload everything right now. But let me see what I could fan through. I found one picture. It was actually my great grandmother's 70th birthday party, and I was there with my mother. So let me see if I'm anything there.
Oh, that's awesome. We would love to see that.
The wedding pictures are way more nicer though. Let's see. Oh, there's my nanny. She's so Italian looking.
I want to see your nanny.
It's a tip. It's probably your grandmother, just like so.
She looks like every nanny.
Right? Doesn't she
In the
look like
whole
every
world.
Italian grandmother
She looks
there
like
is?
every nonna in the whole little land of Italy.
That's her.
What was her name, John?
Anna.
Of course it was.
Everybody in my family had an Ann or an Anna as a first or a middle name.
Oh, John, it says that we you and I connect on the retrograde level of whatever they're doing right now. They're Googling something with the moon. Thank you, Smiley.
I seriously have just this one picture. Oh. Wait, what's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh my God. No wonder why. I get along really well with Leos.
Yeah,
And guess who's a Leo?
Who?
My nanny.
There you go.
July 25th.
I'm July 24th.
Oh my God. See
and
that?
guess who's July 25th?
Who?
My mom.
See? Cosmic.
Yep.
My nanny's birthday was July 25th, 1916.
My husband's July 23rd. I'm July 24th. My mother's July 25th.
Your grandma and your grandpa.
I have a picture of the wedding party, but I can't get it. Can you get that? Wait. Can you get? Let me see. Oh, here's a good one. If I can get it out.
But you have to hold it still for a minute.
I know. Oh my God. Look at me as a baby. I am adorable.
If you don't say so yourself.
You should see one like with his
Okay.
little tushy out. It was so cute. He had a big old little tushy.
Look at that face.
Oh my God, that's so you. That
That
is so John Yates.
You should see.
Look
the
at
other,
that
You should see
face.
the other one. I hope he finds it because
I'm like,
should
what a
see-
cute little boy. I'm like, oh, that's me.
Is your little tushy picture picture in there, John?
Back in the day when you had to take the pictures, bring them to the drugstore,
Oh,
get
God.
the roll developed, fill the paper out, put it in the envelope, wait 3 weeks.
Yep. You don't have.
I don't have.
tushy?
I don't have a lot because
Oh, I wish you guys would see his little tushy pitch.
a lot of
Oh
stuff
my
was
God,
lost.
It was so cute. He was laying on his little belly, and I'm like, there's where that big old butt comes from. Look at there.
A lot of stuff was lost over the years. I wish I could find that wedding album, but this is my mom and my poppy, my great grandfather,
like
and
one
I
of
don't
those
know.
bins.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this real good or not, but here I'll go full screen.
She is so pretty.
Okay, that's my mom.
You are all your mother.
See, and porcelain, like porcelain.
John, where'd your mom get? I know that catering hall.
No, you probably don't. You might, but
What is it?
it was called Luna. It was in Elmont. It
Yeah,
was
I think my aunt got married there.
it was across the street from Belmont Racetrack.
And I'll tell you why. Because see that setup in that picture? My great aunts have that same background in their pictures.
If I could find the goddamn wedding album. Oh wait, I might have an idea where it is.
Is it in
Yeah.
that drawer? Oh, it might be.
Yeah, so that place was called Luna. It was on Hempstead Turnpike. Do you know Elmont well?
Yeah, my cousins live there. I know Hempstead Turnpike.
You know where the Wendy's is? Like by Gotham Avenue?
Yep.
and there's like a health center or some crap there. The health center used to be Luna.
Oh wow. Okay. Did she know your did you know your dad for a long time or a short time before they got married?
Wait, hold on. I can't hear. Hold on. I'm trying to find. Where is this damn album? Like, it's so annoying. I know I just saw it recently too, which is bothering me even more. Oh well, whatever.
Better not lose it.
No, it's not lost. No. That's not it. That's when I went to California.
Well, so hold that picture up again.
Where'd the picture go of my mom?
Put it in there.
Where?
In this thing. This one.
I have like a full size one in the album, and I can't.
No, I know. I've seen it. Hang on. Give me a sec. Let me find it again. I know.
My varsity letter. Woohoo, Carrie!
God, Carrie.
I got that in 9th grade. I was one of two
I
freshmen.
want you to know that my son played Carrie yesterday and we won.
Yeah, we're not good for sports.
I have to tell you, they sucked.
It was.
You know,
I was
you
one
know
of
what the
two
score
freshmen
was?
to get that varsity letter. So
You know what the score was? 47-0, and we won. Bad.
Yeah, so that's the.
All right, hold it still. Oh my God, John, you look so much like her.
I said I've always been all my mom.
Wow.
Behind the other one.
And one day, when I find it, I'll find the album and get a better shot. But there's like the wedding party, but you can't see anything there. So, all right, that is
So-
great.
So your mom and dad dated for a long time or no?
I don't know.
Oh, I love all those. See, I ask so many questions. to
I
my
don't
family.
know. Maybe
Yeah,
my
look,
maybe my
so,
sister
by
would.
the
I
way.
could. What time is it? Is it? Oh, I could tell you text her now.
It's 10:40.
I thought it was like later. Hold on. I'll ask her. I honestly don't know. I know that they met in Studio 54.
That's great.
Uh,
That is great. Is that your sister, JD?
no, yeah, that is my sister.
She wrote, nope.
They didn't meet in Studio 54? Or they didn't date a long time.
You see, JD? He don't know his
No,
shit.
that is my sister. Okay, so she could answer. You want to come up?
You see, he don't know. See, I love knowing stuff like this. I love knowing family
kn-
history.
I probably knew at one point that was in Aunt Jeanette's house
I know
when
where
we
it
first
was.
moved there. Yeah, that was for my
Was that,
birthday,
like,
my 30th birthday. When you got me the roses.
John, how old is your sister?
She is she's gonna be. I don't know if you want me to tell your age.
No,
girly.
without that, you can never tell it.
All right,
She,
sorry.
my age.
No, she's gonna be 42 in next month. Her
Oh,
birthday's
she's my
coming.
age. I'm 41. I just turned 41.
October.
John, look at what you've done to me.
Sorry, sis.
She wrote, no, sorry.
But she looks 25. See, you'd never know it.
Wendy, I'll tell you the story. So, really quickly. So,
Brooklyn, I gotta send you a picture also because
send it.
No.
oh yes, I want
No.
You better.
you to. I want to show what John has aged me to.
Jordana, I got some old photos of you here. If you want to, I could show them.
Good
I think-
recovery.
I got a couple of you here. When like you were like a zygote,
What does that mean?
like tiny.
Oh my God. Okay, Wendy, I'm going to tell you the story really quick. Ready? So my great grandma died, my nonna. She like lived in the house with us our whole lives. I was really depressed. The guy that I loved my whole life told me he wasn't going to prom with me. My prom was in like a month. My mother was in London on business or whatever. I call her. I'm like, I'm not going to prom. She's like, yes, you are. You never know who you're going to meet in the next couple weeks. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. Then my grandma passed away. At the funeral, at the wake, I'm like, Nonna, please send me someone. You know, I'm talking to her at the casket. A week later, my friend has her little sister's sweet 16 on a boat in Freeport, the Nautical Princess. And I don't want to go. She drags me out of the house, comes to the house and gets me, drags me out of the house. I go on this stupid boat. It's like hours later, I'm crying because I don't have anybody to dance with. I trip over his foot. And here we are 25 years later. And by the way, he was my best friend's brother's best friend. And apparently we were in the house together a million times, never saw each other. And earlier that day, somebody made a reference to him. It's just weird how the world works, right? And that's my story. John and Cody are ransacking their whole friggin' house for the album.
Sorry, I missed a good portion of that because I was doing something. I'm sorry. I'm still looking for the stupid album. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like now it's in my head and I can't think of anything else but trying to find it. That's how I work.
I know.
Wendy
had just asked me how I met my husband, so I told her the whole synopsis.
Oh, how'd you meet him?
I met him, well, again, my Nonna had passed away. I didn't want to go to this party. My friend dragged me, and he was also dragged because his grandma also passed. I forgot that before. And it was on the Nautical Princess in Freeport on the Nautical Mile.
I love the Nautical Mile. It's like my favorite place.
Yep. I tripped over his foot. And que sera, sera.
See, you found yours like a chance, and like Cody was my waiter.
Really?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Cody was my waiter. That's how I.
What did you like? Flip him your number?
No.
Mary Sims. I was 17 and he was 19.
Well, I was 29 and he was 24, and I had a really bad day because I was in Fort Lauderdale and like I couldn't find like.
And he needed some loving.
I was like having like I was still bartending at the time and I was having a hard time finding work. So like I
just spit it out. You never
so
had to go to that.
I went to like this Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Was like, is it still there on not Las Olas on A18? Is Bubba Gump still there?
Oh yes, Bubba Gump is there. Yes.
Okay,
it's
so
right up the block from my. It's right up the block from my condo.
So they were
well,
just.
Well, it was a year ago. I don't know if it's there today.
They were just opening and they were like, oh, big interviews, hiring for everybody, blah, 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 blah. So like I went, and when I tell you we were there, I was there for like 9 hours, like, 4 interviews. I went sailing through all of it because, I worked at Dave & Buster's. I bartended at Ruby Tuesdays. I had like a lot of big bartending experience. I'm like, why? What's going on here? Why is no one hiring me? So the last interview.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
When you moved to Fort Lauderdale, you moved there by yourself. So where did you live?
Prior to Fort Lauderdale?
No. When you lived in Florida, you moved to Florida by yourself, right? So where'd you live?
With my uncle.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Steve, my sister knows him.
All right. Okay.
And he had a big house. So I moved in there with him, and because I needed to get away because of what I did, and I needed to clear my mind because it's right after I tried to, something. So then I pretty much stayed in my room and never left it for like 2 months, and then I started moseying out of my depression and looking for work. Bubba Gump. So everybody loved me until I guess the GM did not like me. He was not picking up what I was putting down. And I was like, really? Everyone told me you got it, you're in. Just this last, interview with the GM's a formality, really. And the GM was not impressed with me at all. He was not. He was like, no. I went home and I was just disgusted. And my uncle always went to this place that Cody, I didn't know Cody. I would never go there because it was a male. How do you explain it, Cody?
What was it?
No,
No,
listen,
well,
okay,
Cody,
no.
Cody was a stripper.
Let me go ahead and
oh,
I'll
boy.
explain this. Okay, so on the inside, it's a strip club.
A male.
It's a gay strip club on the inside.
That Cody stripped at.
But twice, yes. That's what
No,
paid.
not twice. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I went there twice. Oh yeah, I worked there twice, honey.
No, I know. The
Yeah.
first time you were a stripper, and the second time you were a waiter.
We are getting a
I worked
lot
there
of
twice
information
as a
this
stripper,
evening.
and then the third time I was a waiter on the outside. That's what paid for my college. So
Okay.
I ain't ashamed of nothing. So yeah, so on the inside, that's where you went to go see the male dancers and everything. But it's not.
And
naked.
clearly, my uncle was gay, also.
It's
so
not.
I mean,
It's
like,
not
if you
naked.
pick up on
You
that
don't
one.
get naked. Like you don't do all that stuff. Like at
Okay,
other
so like he would
the
love,
outside.
he would go there and he would be in the outside part all the time. He's like, John, they have such, and they did have good food. Like they had good food.
They had
and,
a cafe on the outside.
and I'm like, Steve,
And then when I
I'm
got
like, I am
older,
not gonna
I
go
worked on the outside.
have like a tuna fish sandwich with someone's dick hanging in between, like me and the pickle.
Right.
Like,
You got your pickle, all right.
I was like, that's not happening. And he's like, no, you don't understand it. It's separate. I'm like, I am not going to dinner at a strip club. Because I, despite what you think, I'm very conservative. Like, I'm a Republican, for Christ's sakes. So like there are certain things about me that like I won't even budge on. Like, okay, I was talking to Brooklyn not 2 days ago about taking dance classes, right or wrong. And then she's gone.
Sorry. Hello?
I said I was
Sorry,
talking
my
to
connection was off.
I said I was talking to you not days. I mean, 2 days ago about what? Dance classes, right?
Yeah, you said you always wanted to take them.
And I always wanted to take adult dance classes. I think
Yep.
they'd be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And Brooklyn's like, well, why don't you? I go, I don't have
I
a
said
partner.
do it.
And she goes, you don't have a, she goes, you have a partner. I go, I don't have a partner. And she goes, Cody. I'm like, no.
I'm like, you have a husband. How do you not have a partner?
No. Like, I will dance with the lady. Like, I'm not going to be like,
You're so
keep
strange.
up with me.
yeah, okay.
Probably
Keep
true.
up with me, because I could still drop it like a top.
And I said, like, I will dance with the lady because, like, I'm not going to be like, and I was telling also Brooklyn, like, that even at our first dance at our wedding.
Yep, that's right.
Like, our wedding, we danced, like, for legit 5 seconds. I had everybody count to 5.
But do you have
And
you
I
ever
said, bring it in. This is not my moment. I am not Kelly Clarkson. No.
But my question to you is, have you danced just you and Cody, and do you dance well together?
Well, sometimes we try to do the quick step here in our house when we're watching Dancing with the Stars.
How does that go down?
Oh well,
It's always exciting.
Well, we tried it last night, and I kicked him in the balls.
Yeah, he did.
So, because John don't know how to open his legs wide enough.
Well,
Oh, here we go.
that's not what you said the
Go
first time we were together.
Well,
And-
Anywho,
I'm just saying.
So like, yeah, even our first dance, I was eyeing my maid of Reagan. I'm like, bring this shit in. Like I was, and like,
So you're getting off the whole subject of how you met.
no, I'm getting back there. I'm just saying that I'm pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Even though like I'm a gay person and like I wouldn't go to an adult dance class with a man.
Right.
And like plus like I want to flip some bitches and like do some lifts and that ain't happening with Cody.
You want to be flipped.
So that
You
is
shut up. You want to be flipped.
Because again, you were raised by 70-year-olds.
Yeah.
This is something that's
No.
embedded in you. I get it.
And let me tell you something. My whole wedding was like I was on just like even our first kiss, like when like I do and like you can now kiss like the groom or whatever. Like I originally wanted to high five Cody because I was so mortified to kiss a man in front of my very Italian family. Mortified.
It's not an easy thing. It's not.
Mortified to see like my aunts and uncles and grandfather and all them see me kiss a man. No.
Yep.
Everybody talked me out of it to go, you can't high five. I'm like, why can't I? So like, just a little was too gay for me. And so was like the first
So
dance. Like, didn't need
You
it.
were at this gay bar. He
All right,
was
so,
your
yeah,
waiter
bring-
outside.
You're bringing this back home. Okay. So
I want to know the story.
I said this so many times. Now I know that you're not a loyal viewer.
Oh,
No, all right. So Bubba Gump, I was mad, and I went home and I was just disgusted. And Unky Steve was like, I'm going to Boardwalk. Why don't you have a couple drinks and forget about it? And tomorrow's another day. And I was like, you know what? Fine. And I finally gave into it because I needed a cocktail, and I needed several cocktails. So
you had several.
we go, and Cody happens to be our waiter.
I was the only waiter.
He was the only waiter. That's how busy it was.
how lucky your uncle dragged you out of the house.
It was a Monday night.
I think it was Tuesday.
No, it was a Monday night, and we went there at 7:30. I like that weird memory where I remember weird shit. I remember what I was wearing too. I had the sorry. So we're there, and I have a couple cocktails, and Steve's like, "Why don't we get some food?" I'm like, "Fine," because he would bring food home from the place all the time. Like, when he would go, he's like, "Do you want anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take a pork chop." And they had like the best tuna fish sandwich there, and I love a good tuna. So I had ordered pork chops, and like the pork chops were like,
it was two of them.
Two of them, and they were like this thick. And since it was outside,
pork chops for two, but he ordered the two for him.
Since it was outside, like they served it with like plastic silverware.
That's what we had.
And I would put the fork into the pork chop, and then like as soon as I put to try and cut it, the fork would break off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Garçon, can you get me like another fork?" And he's like, ugh, he was such an asshole.
Really? No way.
That's French for waiter.
Yeah, well,
no way.
You kept calling me Cody, you jerk off.
Well, I'm like, "What's your name?" You're like, "It's Cody."
Yeah, well, I
Little
told you
24-year-old
twice, and
Cody.
You kept saying, "What's your name? I need you." And I'm like, "It's Cody."
And then he brought me a new set of silverware, and guess what happens? The same thing.
It broke.
Again.
But
And now my pork chop is getting cold.
Wait a minute now. But everybody else had no problems eating their
Because nobody
food.
else was eating pork chops that you needed a knife, a real knife, and a
steaks
fork
and
for.
everything else.
No.
You kept breaking
Cody?
it. For
No,
a
no,
reason.
Hold on.
no.
You broke it
No,
for a
yeah.
That
reason.
should have been the foreshadow of your future, Cody. He's problematic.
He did it for a fucking
There was
reason.
don't curse. We're doing so well.
Well, for an effing reason.
So then Cody's like, when we were the only table. Like he had like better things to do.
I was trying to clean up and close.
And a good
I wanted
waiter-
to go home.
A good waiter would keep an eye out on his table and say, why is there half a fork stuck in this man's pork chop? How can I help them? But again, I had to call Cody. I'm like, it happened again. So then Cody brings out a third set of plastic silverware, and guess what happens? Now, meanwhile,
Oh my God.
I have not had one bite of this.
It's true.
Of this fucking pork chop. Now I'm
It's
cursing.
true. Well, actually, that's not true. He did.
And
actually
you had a
have, like,
bad
little
day.
part of like the side of it, but it is true. Like the third time he did.
This
call
is
me
like
back
a half hour in now of no eating. And
Meanwhile, I
pork
want to
chop.
get rid of this guy. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get rid of this table. Like, oh my God, they're driving me nuts. I just want to close this stuff down.
So then
How
I'm
was your
like, yo,
uncle, John?
I'm like, there has to be a real knife and fork somewhere in this joint.
Was your
He's
uncle laughing at this point?
Everybody was laughing but me. Because he would bring out like a third one, and I looked at him and I'm like, can you believe he sent me more? Like, am I
But
like,
guys, in the restaurant, like we did not have like on the outside, like real like silverware. Everything else was inside like the.
You couldn't have like gone in and got
I
him a
was not
regular
going
fork
in
and
there.
oh,
knife.
they saved the fine china for the strippers.
That's
So
where
there you
it
go.
was. Well, that was their rule.
Cody,
That wasn't my
Why
rule.
couldn't you just like bring him a fork and a knife?
Because it was all inside, taken up by all the other paying customers that were like spending buco money and everything else. So I had
Wow.
no access to that. So what I
By
had
the
to
time
do
you had to
was
give him the third set,
That's what a normal person would
after
think,
the
Brooklyn.
third
Right.
set, I went into the kitchen
And
and I found a fork and a knife. And it was actually, I think, a
And
butter
it wasn't
knife.
even like, no, you gave me a steak knife.
Oh, it was a steak
But,
knife.
like,
Well,
he
and
gave me
I
like
washed it by hand myself.
Oh, wow. You really went above and beyond.
Well, you're welcome because you wound up married.
well, I have a question. So John found you annoying, and and he didn't think you were too bright since it was the fourth time. You thought he was bougie and
No,
annoying.
you're thinking that we
No,
fell in love
I
at this
didn't-
moment.
no,
No,
I-
it's
No,
not
no,
how
I'm
this played out.
actually not.
No.
I'm thinking, how did you
This is
even
not
get
how-
together?
This is not how this played
But
out.
here's what I'm
So
going to say.
Finally,
That's
he gives
not what
me-
I think. I think, how the hell would you wind up together? You thought he was a shit waiter. He thought you were bougie and wanted you out.
Oh, I'm sorry for being bougie, wanting not a 50-cent clear knife to cut a thick pork chop. Oh, I lost her. I'll wait for her to get back because I'm not going to repeat this again.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to step on your tail.
Cody's a Taurus.
That's why I talk the way I do because, like, no, I'm stubborn.
I'm an Aries. He's a Taurus.
I am. We butt heads.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just curious because it just seemed like you thought he was a shitty waiter. He thought you were annoying. I don't know how this would
Okay,
work.
so all right, so finally, like I was like, "Yo," and like he brings out,
And I found it after a while. I had to go searching through the kitchen.
Which is so weird because if they sell pork chops, why don't they have a fucking fork and a knife?
I was about to eat it like
Thank
Fred
you,
Flintstone
yes,
style
but
and
that's
just like
what-
rip into it with my teeth.
That's
like,
what I was told to serve. So that's what you get when you,
And y'all
when you
know-
sit outside in a cafe area. That's what you get. Like they didn't have the utensils to serve, like, you know what I mean? So I was doing what I was told. It was always
Strange.
plastic stuff. So that's what I was doing. But then after, like, obviously I saw that it kept breaking and he was annoying me. Then that's
I'm
when-
so sorry to bother you
well,
with your
I'm
only with
sorry.
your one table.
I'm
that you-
doing my
that
job.
You could, no, you were not doing your
I
job.
You know what
was
I
doing
wanna
my
know?
job.
I just want to know what
Who
did
thinks
you
Cody
leave
was
him?
doing his job?
Hold on. I just want to know
Thank
what
you,
you left
Roro.
as a tip. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ro.
Roro. And this
Thank
was
you,
like a big
Ro.
bill. It
Mwah.
was me, my uncle, and like a friend too. And the friend owned another bar in Hollywood. Okay, so
Wow.
there was
So then
three
maybe
of
he
us.
should have brought his own damn fucking
Oh, because
shit.
guys, next time you go to Applebee's, make sure you bring your own silverware. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Especially if you're sitting outside.
So I need
Thank
to
you,
know.
Roro.
Thank you, Ro. Mwah. Love ya. I need to know right now what you tipped him. What you leave.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, go.
Zero.
No, you're ass zero.
No
Zero.
way, John wouldn't do
No,
that.
there was no way. And Steve was a great tipper.
Zero to the row.
So I finally eat, and you guys know how much I love pork chops. Like probably like my favorite food. So I eat, and then Uncle Steve, he wasn't really my uncle. He's like, you know, a friend of the family. Like him and my grandmother worked together in the tennis clubs for years.
His uncle, is he still with us?
No, he passed away from
Aw.
cancer in 2015 too.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he was very close.
But like
Very,
he's,
very
you know, you
close.
say uncle, but like, you know, we weren't.
yeah, I
like
get it. He's your
related,
uncle.
but
He's your uncle.
I knew him since I couldn't tell you how long.
Very, very close.
He worked with my
to us.
grandmother in tennis and the USTA, and I don't want to go there. He was like a dad to me. Like
I get it. I get it. I get it
yeah.
all. Yeah, we get it. 100%.
So
The fact that he was there when you met Cody, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have met Cody. You get that, right?
no, like he actually
If he didn't drag you out,
like I was with him in high school too. Like, you know, but anywho,
He didn't drag
he
you
was
out
very
there,
he was
so-
very important to me.
point
So,
is, he took you to that restaurant, and that's how you
Yeah.
met Cody.
well, yeah, and then because Steve, Just when I get to the part and then she drops down again. Lord, you're testing my patience like him with his plastic silverware.
You're
I'm
going
just saying.
everywhere.
I don't know. Give me some plastic
Jesus
silverware,
Christ.
Cody, because
Should
now
I call
this is
Donald
like what you're
Trump
doing right now.
because you're all over the place just like he is.
Sorry, I don't know
Are
why
you
this keeps happening.
testing my patience like with the
I
plastic
don't know
silverware?
why it's happening. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it.
So okay, so
No.
Oh,
I got
let
this.
me do
No.
this.
I got
You
this.
can't get
No.
to
I
it.
got this. So Steve was friends with Vicky, who was like the
Co-owner.
co-owner, right? And he had talked to her, like, so I didn't know. He went to Vicky off on the side and was like, listen, he's here and he's been looking for bartending work and do you need anybody? And she happened to have needed somebody. So then like I got pulled away and did an interview with Vicky and then the other two owners, and I started work there the next day. And then I
Wow.
became Cody's boss.
No way.
I was not gonna say anything, but I was about to tell you guys he's about to lie about something.
I was
because
Cody's boss.
This one
Was your first order of business to get
I
regular
wrote the
silverware?
schedule.
he wrote the schedule, but he was not my boss.
I was the bar
Ever.
manager. I had the keys. I closed.
You closed because it was only me and you that only worked there.
Yeah,
That's
because
it.
I closed Mondays and Tuesdays, and I opened Sundays
with
and
me
Saturdays.
and you.
So, like, I had keys
I
to
was
the
the
place.
server.
I
You
was
were
like,
the bartender.
right, and I was more than that.
I was there before you. You
Seems
were
like
not
all these
boss.
years later, we still fight about that topic.
See that he thinks
Cody
that he's
said
my
to
boss.
me,
He's never
point
my
blank,
boss.
I hope that you don't think I'm trying to sleep my way to the top. His words when we first started hooking up.
No,
Yes,
I
you did.
not.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
I said you had big feet and show me.
yeah.
your dick.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Let's calm down. But
So, okay, now I want to know something. Was your first order of business, now that you were employed there, to get the plastic silverware and burn it?
No, we still actually had to use it. John knows
Oh,
that now.
God.
That's
But-
right or wrong, John. Didn't we?
I told Chris, I'm like, you can't. I'm like, we have to serve.
I know, but we
this-
still had to use it for fucking months.
Stop cursing.
Sorry.
I got a bunch of people just reporting me like crazy. Stop
Well-
cursing.
So, how long did you guys work together?
Our whole life.
Anybody else? Anybody else want to send some super chats while we're here?
No, but like we worked together, and then we actually, because but meanwhile he was my boss, right? That's what he said. But meanwhile I had to train him.
Bougie Brooklyn in the house.
Bougie
I had to
Brooklyn. Better not get
train
me in trouble
him.
tonight.
On everything.
Oh my God.
What?
What did you train me on?
Oh, really?
You trained
You
me
don't
on
remember the little tray that like you
The
knocked
carts?
off and that we all laughed at you at because Vicky said
He
Oh my
trained
God,
me
tell
on
me.
how to pull a cart with all the condiments.
no, it was.
Out.
If y'all believe that,
And-
then y'all are just as delusional as this one.
So then
I had to train him on a lot.
he
of
was
stuff.
in a relationship with somebody for 5 years at that point. So, and then him and his thank you, Lid. Even though you're Team Cody, I'll take your money. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. I love you. Mwah!
So him and his boyfriend lived legit across the street. Like, you know,
We did.
his
From
commute from
the-
work was
from the restaurant?
like across,
did.
like where that house is across the street from me.
Right.
That was the commute.
I did. I lived in the high rise across the street from the bar.
So they were there. Well, he worked there, and you know his ex. Well, not his ex, not at the time, but frequented there like every day, and you know they were like the couple, and
Everybody knew it.
everybody knew. Well, they found Eddie, so I'm gonna say Eddie and Cody. Yeah. And
He knows.
I actually talked to Eddie like a month ago or so. Like
I
a
know,
few
we
weeks
talked
ago.
to Eddie like here
Yeah.
and there. Like we still do. It's okay. It's all good.
And then, like, we just didn't like each other, like, when we first started.
That's so funny.
And then he got the hots for me, and I became the other woman. And
gee, are you kidding me right now? I know that you have to go.
I was the new boy in town.
No, that is called bull to the
And I
MS.
hate to be like, modest, but in my 20s, I was a fucking hottie. And everybody wanted
now
a piece.
you're cussing.
Like I said, it was raining
So
dick.
I
I can
can't
get whatever dick I wanted. Dick, whatever I
Oh,
want. I
God.
can get all of them.
It's called whore.
Not that I
Oh,
did.
Lord.
I'm just saying, like, I was a good-looking guy. And
I wasn't.
you were, but you were kind of old news.
I was not old news. I was not out there sleeping with the town's whores and stuff like that. Like, no, you got me messed up. No,
I
you got me
can't.
messed up.
Thank you,
So
Mary.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
And then after a while, then I
Wow,
started.
you have two brothers that are both gay. What, two brothers? Wow.
That's awesome.
That
I
is pretty awesome.
started seeing like.
See, it is genetic. Go ahead.
I started seeing like how John was, and like I liked his personality, and like he was a douchebag, and like so was I, and like I liked it. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Listen, I wouldn't consider me as a douchebag. Listen, I've always said this
yes, you
about
are.
my personality.
Oh,
You
good
either get
Lord.
me or
See,
you don't.
An interrupter, a douchebag, whatever.
And you.
Please.
But like that's always been me my whole life. Like you
Okay,
either
so-
get my
and I'm
humor,
trying to tell the
I'm
story.
either the funny guy or the asshole. That's how
Well,
I've
then
always
there you
been.
go. So
That's why so many people hate me.
once I like started seeing like everything, like how it played out, and like I would go into work a little bit earlier, and it was always me and John, like always setting up. It was me and John always closing and everything, but we
Wait. I have to address this. Lizzie Pop, I have to address this.
What? What
No.
happened?
I have always been with people for years. So I have been with Cody since 2008.
Yes.
Okay. I've been with him for 15 years. Prior to Cody, I was with Brian. I was with Brian from the age of 19 to when I met Cody. So I was with Brian for almost 10 years. I was with Cody afterwards, and then I was with two other people before then. So four
Okay.
people.
So how long?
So, like,
did you
even, like,
work
but, like-
together before you became a couple.
So, but I am no Statler, and I certainly don't have 8
John-
million. I'm no whore, honey.
Don't point at me.
No, I'm pointing at the freezer. I don't have
Okay,
the.
because don't point at me because I ain't no hoe.
I don't have the Hungry Man TV dinners in my freezer.
I might have been with 7 people my whole life, but just because I got a
when I
couple
tell
more
you-
under my belt than yours,
when I
like,
tell you,
no,
it's been-
I ain't no hoe.
4 people. Like,
Wow.
I'm always in it for like the long haul. So for Cody for 15 years, Brian for almost 10, and then my first, which was like a year, and then my second, which was like also a year. So that's it. And that's when I was like in high school. So yeah, no Statler here. I mean, I could have gotten all the dicks, but I didn't. So there you go. Where are we now? What were we
Where
saying?
were we? We're still on the when you met Cody.
What was like the last thing I said before the whole Statler?
Well, I was trying to figure out how long you were working with him before you became official.
Oh, I don't know. I started there. In what,
I want to
September?
say about like what, like fuck, like
It was definitely
I'm
definitely December
Like 4
when
months?
we first hooked up at the first time, and I think I had started there it was September. So
Can I tell you actually like something like actually really funny? We as you guys know, we hated each other. We couldn't stand each
we
other.
really did.
We could not stand
I
each
was
other.
less than pleased with his first dining experience
and
with him.
this
so.
one could not, like, oh god, he was just so annoying and so
I
bad.
run a tight ship.
He was so bad at everything that he did.
I run a tight ship.
But no, okay. And then we just one day and I don't hide it. I smoke pot. So I took him
and
to the side.
I never smoked. He
No,
got me.
no,
Never.
this one here lied
No,
to me, y'all.
no.
See, I'm coming on camera for this, but so y'all can see me.
You know,
This
everyone
one here-
wants to call me a big old
look,
drug
look.
addict, right? But like, I never even smoked pot.
I only smoke pot. That's all I do. And this one, I said, listen, how about you just come over here to the side and just smoke a bowl with me, and then we'll just finish up everything and clean up and like whatever.
And I didn't want to be like the narc or whatever. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I smoke.
Oh, you can't narc it out when the bosses are actually smoking too. But anyways, so he's like, okay. So he smokes, not knowing that this one doesn't smoke.
Oh.
Smoke weed every day.
Now I have to clean up everything. And this one's out here sitting on the washing machine
Sure was.
outside.
Sure was. My head was spinning.
Thinking that he's like in the refrigerator and doing all that crap.
Cody's
And I'm like, what are you
Cody's
doing?
like, you've been on break for
45 minutes. 45 minutes. He was only supposed to take a 10-minute break because I was supposed to go on my 10-minute break.
I couldn't even stand up.
This one here. So I'm like, oh God. So
and then
here
like we
I
had
am
to watch
running the bar and running.
Cody of Arc. So wait. So
I was doing two jobs at once while this one was laying out back,
Well,
looking
he
at the
played
sky.
it right. I have to say, he played
So he
it right.
comes out and like I was like I can't move. Like I was like this some strong like it was like the what did Jetra say? It was just a premium.
Is this the mixed blend or
Is this the
something?
premium
Is this
blend?
Is this the primo? or
Whatever it was
something?
like the premium blend.
It was that real good stuff. Like,
And like I was not a smoker. And I'm just sitting
he
there.
tells me later on, I don't smoke. I'm sorry. I'm like, well, then why did you even smoke? He goes, because I just wanted to
I didn't
have
know.
fun. And I'm like, oh my God.
So he comes back and out back where I was sitting on top of the washing machine because they had the washer and dryer outside in the back patio.
That's
and
where we did like, like the
he's
rags
like,
and stuff
"What
like
are you
that."
doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just sitting here on top of this refrigerator, looking at the stars."
I'm like, the refrigerator, you should have been in 45 minutes ago. I've been waiting on you. I still need to take my break. And he's like, yeah, I'll be in soon. No, soon didn't happen.
No,
Another half hour later, I had to go back outside
I couldn't work.
and get him and bring him in. And he was laughing the whole time. I said, oh God. So I only took like a 2-minute cigarette break
Poor thing.
because I had to go back inside to keep an eye on him. See, now you see how like we didn't really like each other that much. But then the next day,
Mm.
we started working together again, obviously. And he's giggling and like doing all this. And I see him eyeing me up and down. He always says, oh, I wasn't.
God.
But he was. He was looking at my booty. He was looking at my legs.
No, I'm looking at your legs. I'm not a booty person.
I just
I'm a
said my
leg
booty and my
person.
legs.
I'm not a booty person. I'm a leg guy.
Oh, so if I'm flat back here and I got big legs, then you're okay
I'm
with
a leg
that?
guy.
No,
That's-
please.
It's my kryptonite.
You know how you like it when I clap
I like
it.
a good leg.
So
Oh God.
he
Well, you wanted to know, so
started laughing.
I'm good now. I'm good with the whole
He
thing.
started laughing about something, and we just like kind of clicked. And then he put on music on the jukebox because he would always take his money and like put it in the jukebox, right or wrong.
mhm.
You always put your own money. For some reason the club never did that, but John always put like his money in there because we wanted fun songs. And so he kept playing songs that I liked and he liked too. So we were laughing, we were dancing, we were like, like whatever, like, working, doing our own thing. So we kind of clicked and started to talk and get to know each other. And then what? It was, I don't know.
Yeah, like we
later,
flirted with each other for a couple of months, and then like we just wound up.
months later, he was in the bar area, and he was washing dishes. I went back there because I would always help him, and like whatever, because at that time I did like him, and I was helping him wash his dishes and stuff like that, and yada yada. And I looked over, and he goes, "What?" And I said, "I think I love you."
And I'm like, no, you don't.
And I looked at him back, and I
Yes,
said,
he did.
No,
And
I did say that. Like he
"Yeah, that's
no.
what he said." Yeah,
like, and I was also just coming out of like a 10-year
he was,
thing.
and I was still in a relationship,
And he was in a
which
relationship.
which was kind of splitting up, anyways. But it was like on a rocky point,
Was that the one that you said was a lot older than you?
Yeah.
and yeah, and he goes, "No, you don't," and I'm like,
I did. I said, no, you don't.
Yeah. I was the one that first said it. I said, "I think I love you," and he goes, "No, you don't."
I did.
And I looked at him. I said, "Just kidding." And he looked at me and he goes,
No, you're not.
"No, you're not."
First
And
both
then
ways.
I completely left the bar. And ever since then,
So then me and Cody had like this, like I was the other woman for like, I don't know,
Another,
about
like,
a month.
Wow.
And
a month back and forth, because I would go to his house after we closed the bar, which closed at 3:00 in the morning.
yeah, and then
So I
like
would go to
his
his
ex
house and hang
started
out.
getting mad because after we would close and Cody come to my house and hey, and then he'd come home at like 5, 6 o'clock.
But me and my ex weren't we weren't like together like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing there. It was just us living together.
And
Like,
then-
that was it. It was just company.
There was one night when Cody went back, and I would give him my car to drive back with, my Miata.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and then there was one
Because
night
he drove there.
when
So we would drive to his house, because why would I drive when my car's right across the street? I live right across the street.
and then Cody left the house. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was late or early.
No, it was like
and
around like 5
Then
or 6.
he I got a knock on my door, and it was him.
I went home
and-
and the chain was locked on the door, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I'm like, "Gosh, dang it!" So I
Came
got
back.
in the car and went right back to John's house, and I knocked on the door, and he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "It's me." I said, "I got locked out," and he said, "Climb on in."
And me and Cody have lived
So,
together ever since.
Ever since then, we've been together.
15 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you asked
Yep.
for it. So there's your
Hey,
story.
listen, I wanted to know, and I'm glad I do.
So like we dated, like I was the other woman. I was the
It
mistress.
really wasn't even dating.
like for
It
like a
was
month,
work
and
dating.
then like we
We've
we
never
pretty much
gone-
got married. Like
we've
the second we've
never-
been together.
We've never gone on like a date like ourselves,
No,
like just
no.
to get to know each other, to see
Uh-uh.
if we even liked each other or anything like that, like regular people do. Oh no,
No.
it was not like that. It was the spare of the moment, boom, 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 and we've been together for what, almost 15 years?
15,
Over
15 years. 15.
That's amazing.
1-5.
So
And that's the story of our.
Pretty awesome. I think everybody enjoyed that. I know I did.
Did you? Did you really
I-
enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I like hearing stuff like this, and I like hearing stories like that. And it also gets me to help understand my friends better.
What, Brooklyn?
Sorry.
I love hearing stories like this, and I feel like it gets me closer to my friends, and it helps me to understand them better. And I know the people in the chat love hearing this stuff.
But I couldn't imagine with the dating apps and
Oh,
like
forget it.
I couldn't even go through
what
that.
at Jesus.
Forget it.
Like,
The Hinge and the Twitter and the this and the that. It's a lot.
but like we found each other by dumb luck, just like you found your husband by pure dumb luck. Like I refuse to go to that restaurant. Refuse. And she would ask me all the goddamn time to go, and I would never go. And I would that one time I just
You have
happened to
no
go.
idea. I was so pissed when you going to pee. Yeah. I was so mad when he got hired. I was so mad because I remembered him. And I was like,
It was the day after, of course.
I know, of course, duh. But he annoyed me so bad, and I'm like, why?
Well, he must have been really cute.
And then all of a sudden, like, you know, like I said, I mean, it wasn't easy, like down the road, but we wound up like actually together. We've had our hiccups and everything else, but that mess is my mess, and I wouldn't change it for nothing, because he's my number one.
Of course.
He's my number one, and I will never let him go. Strange things happen for a reason, and this what now you coming over here stalking me again, just like you did at my job.
Always.
He's so stupid. Yeah, so that's how it is.
Like, hold on, I have like the what's it? A fable. Like, there's always like a lesson to be learned at the end of a fable. Like, so this is why I always say rise.
Oh, I'm supposed to rise now?
Please, rise.
Can you bow down to me,
captain's
please?
chair.
Can you bow down?
Chakotay, you're dismissed.
Get out
You're
of
dismissed,
here.
number one.
I hate you. Get out of here.
Give Janeway back her seat.
Shut up.
The moral of the story is to all
I
the
won.
to all the other women out there. Sometimes they do leave the husband.
And to the men out there also. Sometimes they do leave also.
If you just try hard enough, sometimes the mistress can be the wife. Just saying, because I am standing here as living proof that the other woman can evolve. So there you go. That's the real takeaway from this whole experience
Not always,
tonight.
but sometimes. But
No,
I did.
Brooklyn.
I did because
Is anybody here?
I am.
Everyone's quiet.
Uh-oh. All this was for nothing. Oh no.
I hope they heard my moral. But that's it, yeah. And it's funny because me and my best friend and my other best friend were all like the number twos at that time. Don't say any names. And we were all having an affair. Great people we are.
I wasn't having an affair.
I was.
I had an
we were all having
open
affairs with
relationship.
some. I mean, he wasn't really married, but they were. And we would talk about it every night. And I was like, "Ha, bitches, I won."
Well, because they kept telling you that he's me.
But seriously,
I will never leave. But I did, because like I fell in love with you.
I was
did.
the Gumata. I don't know if Brooklyn's muted. We were all Gumatas.
I fell in love with you, and I knew that you were for me, and that's what I wanted.
And I never been like the other woman. I was always like the first wife. Like I was like, oh, this is different. I felt kind of like, naughty. Like, like, ooh.
You were naughty.
I was. I'm like, oh, there she goes. But
I think
yeah.
it's her internet.
I don't like being on full screen by myself. Sorry.
But you weren't like a home wrecker or anything.
No,
like that.
I was
So
a home
let's-
wrecker. I really was.
Now let's clear that up, because no, you weren't.
I was
My
a home wrecker.
phone died. I couldn't get back in.
What was the last part you heard?
I don't even know now. I kept trying so hard. It was making me crazy.
I was saying, like, the moral of the story is, like, to all the Gumatas out there, that sometimes the husband does leave the wife. Really?
And sometimes the husband.
Yes, sometimes.
Their wives to
And
go
sometimes
for
it works. Most of the time it doesn't.
What, Brooklyn?
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
But to all like the whores and harlots out there, listen. Sometimes like I'm living proof of that.
Sometimes
If Cody was in the a perfect relationship, there wouldn't have been room for you.
Right.
that's what I was saying before to everybody
Bottom
else
line.
before
Bottom
you
line.
like drop down and stuff. Like it wasn't. I mean, I was with him for a long time, and it was not. It wasn't going anywhere. And I was just tired of it. He was tired of it, but it was just.
But like I did, like
company.
like I didn't even get like Gumata gifts or nothing like that. I didn't get any jewelry.
You don't get that.
Like
you don't get that when you're a home wrecker.
You're
John.
supposed to give like the other woman like the nice apartment, the good furniture, like some jewelry. Like I got nothing. So just saying.
I mean, you got Cody.
I did. But like
That's
nice,
right.
You would trade me in for a piece of jewelry in a heartbeat.
a pair of earrings might have been nice. I'm just fucking saying. Like, I don't know.
You would trade me in for anything.
Never. Don't even say it. Not true. Not true. I like that story.
Nikita,
I really do.
the Gumata's well taken care of. Like it is. Like
Listen, the Gumata is well
no,
better
I'm
taken
good.
care of than the wife.
I always think of like Goodfellas, like when he's at Janice's house, and like she shows like everything he is Maurice Valencia. Like that's my favorite part of the movie. Oh Lord, yeah, mink coats, like a nice little car, something.
I
He
think
just wants
you're
something.
very well taken care of, John.
So Cody, how long were you dating when you guys decided to move to New York?
Oh God.
Oh, and that's why his mom hated me.
What
We
happened?
so Cody moved in officially and in like the beginning of January of 2009, and then by
Georgie,
my 30th birthday was March 20. My 30th birthday was March 27, 2009. So I said that I was over Florida, and I kind of wanted to go home back to the island. And it's my 30th birthday, and I want to be with my family and my friends. And Cody had never like left Florida.
Wow.
So I was like, how do you feel about moving to New York? And Cody was all for it. Like
Wow.
his bags were packed before I ended the sentence. So you were. Cody had only been to like Florida and Alabama, so he's never even seen anything big like that. And on the way up, so March. So we were living together at that point for 2 months, and that's when I was like, I want to go home, and Cody was all for it. And then,
So where did you live when you got here?
I actually to Reagan's house.
Wow.
And me and Cody and Reagan lived like a reverse threes company for a year? How long were we at Reagan?
Awesome.
It was less than a
And
year,
Reagan's like my
but
best friend.
it was
You've heard me
close.
speak
It
about
was
her.
close to a year, but
She was
less
like
than
my
a
maid of
year.
honor at my wedding.
Yeah,
She was like,
she's
my best friend in high school.
She's
like
one
she
and
lived
only
like
ride or
3
die.
houses
Like,
down from
yeah.
me. Like we grew up
Right.
together. So
And I knew
we lived with
Reagan
her
from
and
talking
until
to
we
her.
saved up enough money because we were working at Boulder Creek.
Yeah.
And
She helped us find our apartments
so
and stuff like
until we
that,
got
and she
on our
was
feet, and
always
yeah.
there. She had our back.
And then on the way up, Cody was like, I had to tell my parents. I'm like, oh. And, mom
And
wasn't
Hasn't
that
been-
happy about it. Huh?
Cody hasn't been back to Florida since.
Oh, no. we're talking about 2009. We were living then we moved back to Florida after we got married in 2012. And we lived there in Florida from
Back with your
2012.
uncle.
To 2015.
Wow.
And then my aunt up here, my last aunt of the 5, was dying of cancer, and she was the last aunt I had. She was like the last domino to
It
fall.
was actually brain.
So
Brain cancer. So
it was 2015, and I said to Cody, I'm like, we have to go up and see Aunt Joanne.
I asked John, I said, do you want to go by yourself or do you want me to go with you? And he goes, no, I need you to come with me just in case something happens. And thank God I
And
did.
again, it happened to be at my birthday. Again, that was, I think, my 35th birthday. It's always weird how it's always around my birthday. So then Aunt Joanne passed away March 25th. My birthday was the 27th. And then while we were in New York, I would look to Cody. I'm like, I kind of want to stay here. I don't want to go back. And
I told him, I said,
found
whatever you
we
want
both.
to.
I found a job
Whatever
in a
you
court
want to
reporting
do.
agency like in one day, and Cody found a job at a restaurant in one day. And I said, like, the cosmos aligned, and we're gonna stay up here. And then we actually had to fly back to Florida
Yep, that we
to
did.
Steve's.
He picked us up from the airport.
And pick up and get a U-Haul and get all our stuff and our cats. Our cats were in Florida the whole time
he
too.
was taking care of them while we were up here.
And that was in May, and then Steve passed away in October, like of cancer. Like it's like so, and we haven't been back to Florida since.
You really honestly did lose your whole family.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
At
He
all
did.
of them, one
He
by
did.
one.
Absolutely horrible.
Like, and it was quick. Like,
Yep.
Like one by one. Like, my Aunt Camille went first. She was 2001. Then my nanny, my great grandmother, she died 2003. Then my grandmother was in 07. Then my Aunt Jeanette was in 09. Then my Aunt Teresa was in
Don't forget
2010.
about Uncle Joey.
Then the Aunt Teresa was 2010. Then Aunt Joanne was 2015. Wait, 2015. Uncle Joey was 2017. Steve was 2015. Steve was the only one I wasn't blood related to, but he still had cancer anyway. So
he's still family.
but everybody else I mentioned was like in my blood relation. And one by one, I lost them all. I mean, my mom's side, like, not my dad's side, but my mom's side is the side that raised me, and but that's a family that I knew. So yeah, one by one.
Wow.
So, well, this is supposed to be a fun live, and now it's kind of like a buzzkill.
Well, I have to tell you, I enjoyed it, and I know everybody in the chat enjoyed it. Sometimes just listen, people follow you for so long, and just hearing about your life and your experiences is enough for them.
And I think Uncle David died too. I think he died in 2019.
I think this was awesome.
And then Prue, my cat, died of bone cancer in 20. I mean, like, even my cats, for Christ's sake.
Insane.
Like, it's wild.
It's like it's everywhere for you.
So, and that's why, like, I have to, like, if I have a scare, I gotta get checked out. And,
of course.
Because it just, it's in my genes, it's in my blood, it is what it is. And everybody died very young. Like, everybody died of cancer between like 50 and 60. Yeah. Well before their time. A few people made it like, past 60s, but everybody died super young. I could say super young now because now I'm 44, and 50 is like, a stone's throw away from me now. So it's
scary.
I gotta trade you in.
So you better do it quick.
I gotta trade you in for a new model. Oh Lord.
I wouldn't mind a new model of myself.
I haven't even hit my 40s yet.
You are hanging on to 39 so tight. I cannot wait until 40 comes for him.
I got another year of it, so I'm trading you in.
Cannot wait.
I'm trading you in, Mr. 60.
I don't know. I think that we should have a big McDonald's birthday party for Cody's 40th. What do you think?
Do it.
I don't like McDonald's.
I do.
I'll get a Happy Meal.
I know Addie will be there with her Grimace.
Yes, Addie will be there with Grimace. We'll have to get a Grimace and a Hamburglar to, like, be there. The only two characters that really count. Maybe Mayor McCheese. I don't know. So I always wanted to have a McDonald's birthday party.
I never had a regular one either. Don't worry about it.
And I only had one friend that had one. And like you said, like, you dressed up, I dressed up. I think I wore like a tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
to my friend's McDonald's birthday party. Some of them still do it. Like that's not, but McDonald's changed their image.
It's
And
just different. It's not at all the same.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do my 45th birthday at McDonald's.
You already passed 45, honey.
I'm 44 full
Yeah. We'll do your 59.
with the McDonald's cake. Yes. But you good, Brooklyn? You sound tired. I don't want to keep you.
And I'm trying to understand why my phone keeps going out. I'm scared it's going to happen again.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we end this?
No, I loved this. I think
There's a bunch of people here
roasted.
listening. I can't believe we've carried this many people for this whole time.
Why not? We're very interesting individuals. I don't know what your problem is. I know I'm a very interesting individual. I think this was great. I love learning about you guys, and I really thought it was awesome. If I wasn't
Yeah, that
having
whole
problems-
diatribe about how me and Cody met,
And
could have been condensed, I think.
when we do a live like this, my phone
What?
was
Because you wanted me, and I didn't want you. At
1979, it's me, March 27th. You know what's cool about 1979, being born in 79? People born in 79 graduate high school in 97, the inverse of the number. How cool is that?
My graduating class was 2000, so it was the big millennial,
Oh, so you were playing that vitamin C.
Yes, you got it. You
Oh,
got it.
God, ours too.
Remember that
That was
vitamin C
me.
song?
Yes.
As we grow up,
That was actually our song, our graduating song.
we
On
remember.
this life together.
Together.
Yeah.
La, 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 la,
But it
la.
was a great song.
And then they had the people from high school oh, I always miss Jenny. She was so cool. Did you?
Wow.
But it was a great song, and we were the big millennial class, Lot that got us.
Class of 97.
I
Very
would
proud of
go
it.
Too.
Red Sox Sarah, girl. That's right. Me too.
That vitamin C song. And you
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
hear it on the radio. It was
And there was
Oh,
the
I like that song.
what was that? And the Green Day song. That was my Sweet 16 video song. Oh God.
what? Which Green Day song?
Was it Green Day? I thought it was Green Day. Yeah. Oh God. This is about memories. Ugh.
See, I'm a Red Sox Sarah. That song was awful.
Somebody help me out. It was a Green Day. It was a song in the mid to late 90s.
No, I didn't graduate in 79. I was born in 79. I graduated in 97.
Thank you, Red Sox. I hope you have the time of your life.
So,
Thank you, Red Sox Sarah.
Oh, they see.
Just take the memories and good stuff in your mind. Put them, you know what I'm talking about?
Was your
know that
Sweet
song,
16
don't.
song?
Yep.
So who'd you give your 16th candle to?
Oh my, that's a good question. I don't know. I didn't have one of those.
You didn't do the candles? I got
Oh
the
yeah, I did. I didn't have a love at the time. I think I did it to a bunch of boys from my
I got the
grade.
15th candle, and I
I
felt
had a
really
pretty
proud of it.
I had a pretty bougie Sweet
You never
16.
been to a Sweet 16, Cody?
no.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Cody, did you grow up under a rock?
You never been to a Sweet 16?
I grew up in the South. We don't do Sweet 16s. If you have a birthday party, you're out there on the four-wheelers
Oh, wow.
going mudding and stuff like that. And then
Sorry about your life.
She goes, I'm sorry about your life.
well, that was our birthdays. We had fun. We had mud balls.
So
and
at a
everything
Sweet
else.
16, you have this big giant, it's girls, right? But you have this big giant cake that comes out with these big long giant candles, and
Is that
you
the one
li-
with the sparklers on top?
each candle you light and you give the candle to somebody, and you tell a story about them, and then that person is supposed to come up and then help you light the candle.
Oh, that
Right.
sounds
So
like a
my
lot of
Sweet
fun.
16 was bougie. I had my Sweet 16
Where was it?
at the Jericho Terrace in the
Oh,
big,
that's where my prom was.
yeah, in the big
No,
dome
wait,
room.
no, wait, not Jerry. No. Prom wasn't at. No, the prom was at the Eisenhower. What's that place? On the top of the
The
roof.
Carlton.
Terrace on the Park. That's where mine was.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So mine was at Jericho Terrace, and I had a full cocktail hour, a sit-down dinner, and a Viennese hour, and I had 225 people.
Pretty bougie.
It was very bougie. I wore a wedding gown. It was a Cinderella theme.
I had a DJ and like 6 dancers.
Oh, mine was better.
And how about this? Just to show you how old I am. One of the trendiest things at the time was if you had like your DJ, you paid extra, and they took Polaroids and they put them into the circular keychains while they were there.
Oh, wow. You paid that good
So
money.
everybody got a circular keychain with pictures. That's right.
Like when you go to Great Adventure and like they take your picture in the beginning and like you could like get the keychain with it at the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So okay. So yeah, mine was the terrace at the park. That's where my prom was. My friend Angelica, her Sweet 16 was at. Is it Jericho Turnpike? Where is it? The New White Park Inn? Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
That's where she had hers.
Right? Or no?
What? Angelica. That's where she had hers. But
Oh,
she was
Hempstead.
very Italian, so hers was kind of like bougie, like yours.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that my Sweet 16 show was so over the top.
Oh, I could have been on that, by the way. I could have totally been on it.
Why didn't you?
I don't know if it was a thing.
Holding out for Say Yes to the Dress?
It wasn't a thing that, okay, keep throwing that out there. It wasn't a thing back then. Like, it wasn't like the popular thing to do. You know what I mean? I don't even think it was a show yet.
Remember like that one guy who had like Riri there? Like, I think he was like Puff Daddy's son or somebody's son. And like Riri was there. My super Sweet 16. Like it was a guy Sweet 16. Like, you know, not in my time. No guy ever would have a Sweet 16 party.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Spin the Bottle. I broke up a couple with Spin the Bottle.
Ring a bell.
Jen
Jericho
Pryor.
Terraces by Friendlies. Well, all the Friendlies are really shut down now.
I miss a good fribble.
There's only like one left in Massapequa on Sunrise Highway, and it sucks.
I know where that one is.
It's so cheap down. It's like watered down. It's cheap.
I heard they closed the one in Franklin Square, which broke my heart.
They closed almost all of them. The one in Levittown was great, but that's gone. The one in Wancho is gone.
Remember Service Merchandise?
I remember Service Merchandise.
Like the store, like you said, that one like in East Meadow or Levittown, like when you would buy your shit, like you had to wait for it to come out in the conveyor belt.
That's right. Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
have the Service Merchandise in Florida, Cody?
No.
You like so what
I
you
don't
would do
wait
is
for
like
my-
you would like,
Florida. What he didn't even have a birthday cake.
Kmart either. Like, I never
He had
did
mud.
away stuff. Like, no.
oh man, I miss the old stores. Like
know.
TSS, what you were talking about
Old days.
earlier.
General.
Like TSS, like it had like the food court, not a food court, but it had like a little like eatery or whatever you want to call it.
Like Costco?
Kind of like Costco, yeah, but it was like the classier. Like they had more of a spread. And like I said, like, you know, I never had pizza because my great grandmother raised me, and like, you know, it was a tight budget. So when we would go to TSS, like I would get a toy. It was always like a thing. I would get a toy, and then like I would have a slice of pizza and like be loving life. And the little
Yes.
eatery there. I'd give anything to go back to those days.
I know it. Wouldn't we all? I know it.
And thanks to like being raised by people in their 70s and 80s, like I know I could play every card game known to man by the age of 7. I was betting money on gin rummy, nickels and dimes against 80-year-olds when I was living there. Those are my friends. Like I didn't ride bikes. I played canasta. I did.
You got an education, John.
I did.
Well,
That's why I like to
I
gamble.
have to cut down because I have to work in the morning, but I just want to tell you I love this and it was great.
No, I'm gonna end this live too. It's
I
a
wanna
quarter to 12.
Everyone, because you guys were amazing. This was so much fun. This to me was a lot of fun.
It was actually more fun than talking about Sister Wives.
I
be
have to
honest
tell
with
you, it was. You're right. And the way we carry conversation in the chat, and it just goes so smoothly, and I'm really proud of it.
Yes, Susie, the one in Elmont, it's now a Home Depot. That's TSS. But yeah, we'll pick this up. We can continue.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I want to thank Brooklyn for having me come live tonight.
Of course.
And have some
Anytime.
fun. And I want to thank everybody in the chat. Hope you all have a
Yeah.
great night. And
Thank you guys.
I don't know what we'll be live about next, but it'll be something fun and not
That's right.
crappy.
That's right.
So y'all have a good night. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Night, guys.